back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well out there. And today we're going to head back to the 80s once again for another slasher film. But before we get into it, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Join me here. I greatly would appreciate that. Also, as always, a shameless plug for my Zazzle and my TeePublic page. I'll leave a link for both of those in the description box below. And today we're going to go back to 1984 for The Mutilator. Yes. The Mutilator first saw a release in the Raleigh area October 5th of 1984. We'll talk about its release, how it went. It's an hour and 26 minutes long, had a budget of $450,000, and I couldn't find any financials on how much it made upon release. This was written and directed by Buddy Cooper and assistant director, co-director by John Douglas. There's actually a Mutilator 2. It has not had an official release yet. They did go back. Buddy Cooper did write and direct a part 2. There is a trailer on YouTube. You could search for it, but there has no release information as of yet. Although there is some screenings here and there, but there hasn't been an official release yet. Now in this film, bunch of unknowns here. Nobody you would really recognize. A few of these folks will go on to do a few things, but a lot of them just did this film and Mutilator 2, and that was it. Matt Mittler plays Ed Jr., Ruth Martinez plays Pam, Bill Hitchcock plays Ralph, and Jack Chatham plays Big Ed in this film. Now, right at the beginning of this film, we see this little kid, this woman in the kitchen baking a cake. And this little boy's in the next room, the den area, and he puts this sign, he makes this sign up, "Daddy, happy birthday, I cleaned all these, love," sticks on his gun cabinet. Little boy closes the door to the kitchen, grabs a gun, starts cleaning it, and while he's cleaning it, he holds up the gun and puts his eyes up to the sight and fires by accident. Bullet goes through the door and kills his mother. And his father comes home, finds his dead wife, and pretty much drags her into the den, sits down with a glass of whiskey, and that is basically how this movie kicks off. We fast forward some time, and Ed Jr. is now in college. They are on fall break, him and his friends, and they're deciding what they're going to do on fall break. They did not make any plans. And he gets a phone call from his drunk father asking him to go to his condo at the beach and seal it up for the off season. So Ed Jr. figures, well, this is a great opportunity for me and my friends. We can go do that for my father, but also get away for a few days and have some fun at the beach. And that's what they do. They head off to this condo on the beach, and they start drinking and playing games and going for walks on beaches. And pretty soon, it's not a mystery movie. This is not a whodunit. Big Ed shows up, or he's always been there waiting for his son to get there. Starts killing his friends, Ed Jr.'s friends, one by one, until it's just Ed Jr. and his girlfriend Pam fighting to the death. And Pam dispatches of Big Ed, and that's the end of The Mutilator. So what to like about this film? This is low-budget horror filmmaking from the 80s at its finest. It's a little cheesy. There's some silly stuff in it. The acting's not the greatest. The directing's not the greatest. But it's a fun movie. I had a fun time with it. I've actually never seen this before. I've never seen this film. And if you want to watch it, it is streaming on Tubi for free. God bless you, Tubi. Never change. We all love you out there. Tubi's awesome. If you don't know what Tubi is, it's a free app. They have a ton of different movies on there, and it's totally free. They do show some commercials. They have a couple commercial breaks during the film, but the films are completely R-rated or unrated, and usually the transfers are pretty good. And the transfer for this was pretty good. So the kills are gory and they're well handled. The special effects the makeup effects are pretty well done here. Mark Shellstrom worked on this film, and he's done a ton of movies over the years. And you could really tell that they had an accomplished or a seasoned makeup effects artist on their crew, because the makeup effects do come off. The kills are bloody, they're violent. And the movie's only an hour and 26 minutes, so this moves very quickly. Okay, on the downside, it's a fun movie though. It's definitely a positive. It's short and it's fun, and the kills are brutal. On the downside, again, this isn't the best directed film you're ever going to see. I know they had a lower budget of $450,000, and I always like to compare a little bit where John Carpenter only had $300,000 on Halloween, and that movie is very well shot, very well handled. So that's the difference in filmmaking, really. But Buddy Cooper does a workmanlike job here. The pace keeps moving. I mean, there's a couple little things that are silly in the movie, but you have those in these kind of movies, so you can just leave it go and just go along with the movie and let it wash over you. This movie's not going to reinvent the wheel. It's definitely like a lot of the other slasher films of the period. As a matter of fact, this movie reminded me a lot of a movie I'm going to be talking about coming up called Blood Rage. Blood Rage is more fun than this movie, although I think I had a lot of fun with this movie, but I think Blood Rage is a more fun movie, and the killer is way more memorable in Blood Rage, where the killer in this one, Big Ed's fine, and you know why he's doing it, because he's gone off the deep end after what happened to his wife, and he blames his son. But the killer Big Ed has no personality, where in Blood Rage, the killer has tons of personality, and he's actually fun to follow on his psychotic journey, kind of. Where here, the killer there's nothing to discern him. It's just a guy. Kind of reminds me of the dude from Slumber Party Massacre. Not much personality, just kind of shows up, kills them, and then drags their bodies away, and that's pretty much it. The only thing that kind of sets him apart a little bit, whereas they set it up where he's a big game hunter. So when he kills somebody, he displays them in this garage area underneath the condo. So yeah, this movie's not the greatest slasher film. This would not make anybody's top 10 slasher film of the 80s, but it is a fun movie with some really gory kills. And, you know, if you like a movie like this, you're going to have a good time with this, for sure. Now, when this was filmed, the original title was called Fall Break. As a matter of fact, the version I watched on Tubi had the title card Fall Break. As a matter of fact, when it was released originally in October 5th of 1984, when it hit the Raleigh market, when they released it in a couple theaters, it had Fall Break as the title. Now, it went out unrated, or rated X, because the MPAA wanted to cut it down. But when it was initially released, it went out with Fall Break, and it was unrated. It actually released in Raleigh at first, and then they changed the title. They cut it down, got the R rating, and they re-released it. It actually was released January 6th of 1984, sorry, in Raleigh. It had some screenings. That was when it was still called Fall Break. They changed the title to The Mutilator, got the R rating, and they released it in other markets on October 5th of 1984. Like I said, the film had to be cut down to get the R rating, which was a big deal back then because you couldn't advertise like other films if you went out unrated. That was some of the problems Romero ran into on Day of the Dead, back when that film came out. In the pool scene, the pool looks a little murky, and the two characters talk about it. They actually added milk to the pool to make it have that murky appearance in the film. This film was shot in 29 days, and like I said, this was all shot, actually, this whole film was shot 2 hours from where I stand in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. I would love to go down there and check out some of there wasn't many locations to this film. The condo still stands where they shot a lot of this. It's still there. And there's only a couple different locations to this film. There's not a whole lot. They shot most of it at this condo because they didn't have a whole lot of money. But at the end of the day, I mean, this release schedule, they released it in different markets as it went along. But there's no financials. I can't tell you how much it made, or I couldn't find anything. But you can get this. You can watch it on Tubi, or there's an Arrow released a Blu-ray of this film. You can get it on Amazon. It usually retails for around $25. I'm actually wouldn't mind adding this to my physical media collection, but I'll wait for it to go on sale. At the end of the day, this is not a great movie at all, but it's a fun, low-budget slasher film from the 80s. And at the end of the day, I had a good enough time with this. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 for The Mutilator. Have you ever seen this film? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. I'll be back soon with some more reviews, but until next time, bye.